Welcome, I'm Cassandra Paolini, and today we're going to talk about the Munay-Ki a little bit. It's very important as we go through the rites that we reinforce why it is we're here and the value that they have. So let us begin firstly with the prophecies that the ancient Americans spoke about a period of great transformation, and we're in that now. And it foretold of a new human appearing on earth. What does that mean? A person of great wisdom and power who live free from fear and abide by their own eternal nature, the divine I Am presence. And they called it, the translation is Homo Luminous. And that really makes sense because we are light beings and we are of the light. And when we realize the light that is within us and the light that is connected to the divine source of all that there is, we have this deep, profound connection, and we are able to then step into our power. The rites of the Munay-Ki give us something. They allow us to transform and upgrade our luminous energy field. And the luminous energy field, everything is energy. So just think of yourselves as energy in, around. So these energetic transmissions have the power within them to heal the wounds of the past and of karma and genetic programs and the beliefs that we inherited. They reinform our DNA and establish us to truly grow a new body that will age, heal, and even die differently. It allows for expanded consciousness and perhaps even the ability to come home to your truth, self-realization, to see the invisible world. For those of us who already had heightened intuitive abilities, it opened up memory banks and codes that we couldn't have imagined. Well, we could imagine, but it seemed like fantasy, and now here we are living it. So each of these initiations sows a seed, and with that, the full potential of the rite. And just as one sows a seed from a plant or a tree on the ground, it contains within itself the complete tree, the complete plant, already there, ready to go. And that's the same with us. We're already enabled with everything, but we have to find our way there. We have to, in this particular case, sowing that seed. And we do that with our conscious mind. We do that with our faith. We do that with our belief. We do that with our practices. And we do that with ceremony as well. It's how we choose then to live each day becomes vitally important for how we progress throughout these coming days, weeks, months, years, and how we reach the end. Before we ever take that exit, it's about truly upgrading to Homo Luminous, about becoming all that we can be, all that we actually intended to be. And that's why you're here today listening to this. That's why the Munay-Ki resonated with you, just like it did with me. I was asking the universe for something very specific, and this came to me, it was presented to me. I went and researched it, and that's it. So when you allow yourself, because it becomes then the task of every individual, it's your responsibility to germinate these seeds, nurture it until the rite reaches its full potential. And I can tell you from my own personal experience that I happened to have the opportunity to delve deep into it. I dedicated myself to it faithfully every single day for the initial 3 months. And I just felt I need to go longer. And I went then for another 3 months. So 6 months being steeped in it so deeply. And then I gave myself the opportunity to come back to it every few months. I realized every time that whether I was doing it or if I wanted to read the work over again, read the manual, study it more, that in actual fact, what the rites tell you will come to pass. I was watching as the years had then begun and the years had passed, that these rites had in fact come to fruition. Now, we're still working on it. It doesn't end. When we step truly into our mastery and we become the master, when we truly become Homo Luminous, I am under the impression that when I master the human self, that we then become the ascended master. And therefore I wouldn't be here talking with you. But it is about the dedication and the time that you put into it. It's also about your belief in your faith. Because remember, your world is a conscious creation. And we would like to also remind you, as you experience the Munay-Ki, aside from experiencing that sense of wisdom, the luminous ones, the luminous beings that are around us, who have broken out of linear time, the divine beings of light, the earth keepers, the master creator, great spirit, all the archetypes truly come in and settle into your life. And they are also here to help assist you and guide you. The Munay-Ki will clear your luminous energy field. So just think of your, not just the psychic sludge, any dense energies that might be left from past traumas, that's in this lifetime as well as others. Raise your level of vibration to these luminous beings, and you can do it. Most of us can. We can find that moment where we spark and our frequency rises, skyrockets, flies into orbit, if you will. It's just the difficulty in maintaining that. But at least get into those spaces, experience that, and then allow yourself to go on that upward journey. Now, remembering to connect with them. This happened for me, and that's why it's so important for me to share it with you. When I had connected with them, especially on the Earth Keepers, it literally had opened up this memory bank, this recess to who I am, where I came from, what I was a part of. It was life-altering, yes. It was a huge event in my life. and that's exactly it. When you connect, you'll be able to recall stories that perhaps you never experienced directly in this lifetime, but now they're yours. You'll also be connected to the stories of time. So not just your personal story, where you came from, how you came to be here, perhaps lives that you've lived, but also in the whole of the collective, the story of Earth, the story of mankind, the story of the universe, the story of spirit, the story of Great Spirit. So when we think about this and we start getting ourselves in, this is what the whole idea of what Homo Luminous is. This is being all that you can. This is stepping into the I Am presence and truly being the divine being of light that you were intended to be, made manifest in physical form here in this body, here on this earth. It's also about being able to consciously create, understanding that we are in this matrix. This matrix is a creation. And so it's up to us then to recreate that which it is we wish to live. Hence the vision of dreaming the world into being. And that's something that shamans talk about. It's like dream the world into being. Dream your world into being. And not just, because we are all dreaming our world into being with conscious creation. Dream a beautiful world into being. Dream the world that you've always dreamed of. Not just because, remember, dreams can be muted of good feelings and vibes. Dreams can also be fantasy and wonderful and glorious and full of love and high energy. So when you dream, you're dreaming the world that you dream of, that you envision, the heaven on earth into being. Now, when we receive the Munay-Ki, something amazing does happen if you haven't started on that journey already. And that is things like chakras becoming clear, as you will call what the Laika know as the rainbow body. And this is when your chakras glow with their original radiance. And you might find that they don't grow with the rainbow colors. Remember that each of the chakras has its color, and when they're shining to their original light, they emit colors of the rainbow, or it might just emit frequencies that are golden, white, silver, crystalline, whatever it is that all of a sudden that you see once our chakras become pools of beautiful clarity as they are clearing out the trauma from this lifetime, from previous lifetimes, as they're clearing out the pools of the psychic sludge, any of the dense energies, as we're stepping ourselves into our luminous energy field. It's like as if we're washing it clean instead of having that grayish hue. Everything now becomes bright and vibrant again, glowing, radiant, divine. When this happens, you'll then start to develop the ability to see the invisible world. This is where our abilities, including our Seer's rights, our ability, not just intuition, but to truly see. This is where the clairs come in, being clairvoyant, clairsentient, claircognizant, clairaudient, something that people consider to be psychic abilities. Whatever words you want to use for them. It's where we all of a sudden have the power to truly step into who we truly are and the natural abilities that we have, because they are natural. And now we're being able to perceive the invisible world. And I like to use that in quotations because it's invisible only to us because our eyes perceive so very little. Plus, we're perceiving that which it is we were indoctrinated or taught to. When we can perceive the ancient earth keepers and we can perceive the energy that is around us, the world around us, and the worlds within worlds. When we start to understand that the world is so much more multifaceted, it's a multiverse, and that there's different dimensions, different layers, and time doesn't exist. It's why you can step out of linear time, that is the construct of this matrix, and truly step into your infinity. You realize that now you have the opportunity to see, feel, go, be a part of so much more. It is truly extraordinary. I cannot express to you enough how spectacular it is when all of a sudden you begin not just this journey, but when you begin the journey of the Homo Luminous, when you begin the journey of that visionary self. Now, this is really experienced in our 7th, 8th, and 9th initiations, and it's why we're here talking about it with you today. We have the foundation rites, and then we've got the rites of the archangels and angels, and then we go into the creator rites before the rite of the womb. This whole thing balances us with the earth, with Mother Nature, with the elemental kingdom, with the archetypes, with the sun, the moon, the stars, with our prime creator, with ourselves, with all of the elements, with our energy centers. And it brings us into this whole place where now we can unify the mind, the heart, and the body for our centers of wisdom, love, and power, and truly be and feel and know we are whole, complete, meant to be here, and that we are powerful beings of light, and that we are indeed master creators, and that we can create and dream the world that we wish to see, that we want to live into being. So join me in the true blessings of the Munay-Ki and learn to dream your world into being and to truly become all that you intended in Munay.